But on this show, even this week, we've spoken a fair bit about the impact AI is going to have on many aspects of life, but particularly people's jobs. Now, we've on this panel talked about how this could be the beginning of mass unemployment as AI gradually replaces humans. And today we've received more confirmation that this shift is well and truly underway. Microsoft is laying off 9,000 people, or 4% of its entire workforce, and replacing those workers with AI. Microsoft CEO has said that already more than 30% of their code is now being written by AI. Now, the concern, Joe, is a lot of the entry-level engineering positions, even now mid-level engineers, it can all be replaced by AI. And what are these 9,000 people going to do? I have no doubt they themselves can find other jobs. But if this is replicated at a mass scale, it spells a lot of trouble.
It does. Yeah, it absolutely does. And again, as we've talked about, you know, we're encouraging people, say, get into STEM. And then, hang on a minute, that's actually pathway to oblivion, because science, technology, engineering and maths is the one thing that machines can do better than people. So, no, still do STEM, kids. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Go to uni and everything. No, I'll tell you what they should do. They should all become plumbers. They should all become plumbers, because I am desperate. We are desperate. We have just a plumbing apocalypse at our house, and it is just so hard to find. There's such a skills shortage, such a trade shortage. AI still can't get under the sink and put its rubber gloves on, and and
but definitely in those blue collar trades,
absolutely.
The trade side, you're going to want to encourage kids to start looking at those more. It is a career path and one that's going to have more security, because, as you say, you know, AI is not going to be getting underneath the sink or getting its arm down the cistern in the toilet.
That's absolutely right.
But, you know, there's so many careers that are going to be in jeopardy here, like PR, you know, and I'm sorry to all my friends in public relations, but, you know, communications, the writing of documents and putting together things, particularly on high-profile people or high-profile issues. AI does a sensational job of it, and very quickly. Now, but it's always easier to start with, I mean, having worked in this, it's always easier to start with something on the paper rather than a blank piece of paper. And this is, you know, just another step, and it will continue to evolve. I'm not saying everyone's going to go, but it'll be the volume of jobs.
No, but do you know the interesting thing, though? AI can write things if they are very straightforward and banal and predictable. What it can't do is tell jokes. So AI still can't tell jokes. And so there are things that make us human that computers, I'm not saying they'll never be able to do it, but
are we allowed to tell jokes anymore? Doesn't HR haul you in if you tell one of them?
This is what I think will actually happen. I think that AI will force people to be more creative, to think outside the box, to be able to think more laterally. You know, and I see the things that AI comes up with, and this might sound a bit wanky, whatever, but you see something written by AI, and as a writer, it kind of makes you sick, because it is so incredibly banal, cliched,
But you're a very good writer.
Well, it's not creative at all. That's the thing.
It's not
AI,
creative, no.
I mean, with generative AI, it is remarkably good at creating things like songs, even artworks it can do pretty well. But it's always looking at what is already in the public domain and then digesting that. That element of human inspiration and creativity that is so exciting, I don't think it can replicate. But it is interesting. Labor has a target. They want to see 55% of Australians attain a university degree. And when you look at that, it doesn't make sense given the fact that all the skill shortages are in blue-collar jobs.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things. I think Labor obviously wants everyone to finish high school, and Jason Clare is really, really big on that. But their shift is actually... Their focus is actually shifting away from uni and focusing towards TAFE and trying to get as many people in the TAFE system as possible and start to reprioritise blue-collar jobs, which is good for the Labor Party, because the Labor Party should be a blue-collar party, not a white-collar party. And also that is, I mean, I'm only half joking, that is where, I mean, we've got literally tens of thousands of dollars worth of work that needs to be done, and we are struggling to find a plumber and a tiler and an electrician, all that stuff, because they are just in such high demand. And I think we need to not destigmatise. That's probably the wrong word, but I think the over the last couple of decades, there was this sort of expectation that, a successful student goes to university, and that's just not true, and it shouldn't be true. And we should be giving tradies as much respect and as much kudos and as much sort of status in our society and in their proud parents' heart as any other profession.
Totally agree.